Let's still stay a bit on President John Dramani Mahama, because he has directed the Ghana Irrigation Development Authority to commit the majority of its irrigation schemes across the country to tomato production for now. Now, this immediate measure is aimed at making Ghana self-reliant while the government strategizes to avert possible shocks following the ban on tomato exports from Burkina Faso. George Quaining reports.
Burkinabe authorities have set March 30 as the deadline for all tomato exports to cease, but the government plans to engage the country over the import ban. With a deficit of more than 300,000 tons, the government is ramping up efforts to bridge the gap in tomato production. The Presidential Initiatives in Agriculture and Agribusiness team visited the Weja Tuba farm, where some 337 farmers are engaged in tomato production. The average land holding per farmer is 1 acre, equivalent to 0.4 hectares.
Most of our farmers go to the banks and take loans to do their farming activities with some high interest. But we hope if the government or with the Feed Ghana project can support us with a soft loan to our farmers or grant to our farmers so that we can produce a high number, or we can produce as much as we can consume in the country, because we are no more importing tomatoes from Burkina Faso.
The government is set to distribute new high-yielding tomato varieties and fertilizers to farmers as an immediate measure aimed at achieving self-sufficiency.
Our research scientists from the Center for Scientific and Industrial Research, the Crop Research Institute, have developed high-yielding tomato varieties, the CRI Kwabna and the CRI Copia, which we believe could yield over 20 metric tons per hectare. These seeds is what government is committing to give to the farmers, so that the farmers can grow these seeds and multiply their production yield, so that we'll be able to meet the needs.
For now, all irrigation schemes will be streamlined for tomato production.
What the strategy entails is that in the immediate shortest possible time, we commit majority of the irrigation schemes across the country to the production of tomatoes. What we know is that most of these schemes, you produce various crops at will, because it is your decision on which crop that you have to produce to feed the market. And so mostly these schemes that could produce tomato throughout the year is not doing so. And so with this new strategy, what we are here to do is to engage the farmers, to engage you, so that you appreciate the challenges that we are going through. Then we see how government can support you, so that you commit the sites available to the production of tomatoes.
Ghana consumes 1.3 million metric tons of tomatoes annually, but produces only between 300,000 and 400,000 metric tons. George Quaining, TV3 News, Weja, Tuba.